Hey everyone, I'm Ronak and today I'm going to show you how to play this cell biology game for kids called Splitsies. In this game, players are trying to get their cell to go through all the phases of cell division by multiplying and collecting the right resources to complete their cell. Inside the game box, you'll find the following components. 12 of these numbered row and column cards, this deck of unpredictable factors cards, 36 of these cell tiles, 16 different types of these organelle banks, 4 of these cell trackers, the colored tokens which will also be your resource meeples, a deck of cell check cards, 4 of these cell cutouts and 1 die. Players race to collect resources and make their cell go through 5 different phases of cell growth. The first player to finish their cell wins the game. Now let's see how to set up the game. To start off, place the row and column cards horizontally and vertically in numerical order. You may also place them at random. Next, shuffle these cell tiles and place them on the board. Each player now receives 1 cell cycle tracker, 1 unpredictable factors card, 1 cell cutout and 4 resource meeples of their color. This resource meeple is placed on G1 of their cell tracker. Now place the cell check deck and the unpredictable factors cards face down near the board. Finally, divide the cell check cards into green and red decks and place the 2 decks face down. The players may choose which one to pick on their turn. Now in turn order, players roll twice and place 2 of their meeples on any unoccupied spaces of the corresponding row or column of the die number rolled. How to play? Now let's see how to play the game. A player's turn consists of one of 2 phases, either the rolling phase or the moving phase. Let's first look at the rolling phase. Rolling phase. Now in turn order, a player must roll the die and everyone collects resources of the rolled number if they have a meeple in that row or column. For example, I have my meeple placed on a Golgi body and a cell membrane. The die rolled the number 1, which means I'll get the Golgi body because it is on column 1 and row 1. However, since the cell membrane is on row 2 and column 4 and I rolled a 1, I can't collect it. Note that players cannot have more than 6 resources. In case of higher resources collected, they must discard down to 6 immediately and then continue with their turn. Optionally, after rolling to collect resources, you may choose to place a third meeple on any unoccupied location or move one of your already placed meeples on the board. Moving phase. Once a player has acquired all the resources necessary to move to the next stage of their cell growth, they may choose to do the moving phase turn instead. Let's see how that goes. When you enter the moving phase, the player on your left picks up a green cell check card and asks you a question. You must now attempt to answer this question and you may look over to the board for hints. If you do manage to answer correctly, you take resources from the current section of your cell tracker and fit them on your cell cutout. A player must have all the resources indicated on their current cell section before they take this action. After this, you collect an unpredictable factors card, and players cannot have more than 2 of these, and if they do collect a third, they may either immediately play or discard it. Once that is done, you move the cell meeple on your cell tracker into the next phase clockwise. Lastly, you can move any one of your resource meeple onto a new unoccupied location on the board. If you do answer incorrectly, however, you miss that turn. Trading. A player may in their turn choose to trade these resources with the supply by giving exactly 3 unique resources and taking any one anytime. Playing an unpredictable factors card. If a player obtained an unpredictable factors card in their previous turn, they may play one of these cards in their current turn and resolve its effect. These green cards would benefit you, while these red background cards would put your opponent at a disadvantage. Game end. The game ends when any player at the end of their turn completes their cell board with all these parts. And then the player who has done this first is the winner. The game designers have also made some variable rules to play this game. For example, if you want to make the game much more easier, what you can do is you can get rid of these cell check cards and play without them. In this case, when a player does their moving phase, instead of doing the cell check phase, they just directly move their meeple on their cell tracker into the next section and place all their resources onto their cell board. To make the game a little more challenging, what you also can do is you can use the red cell check cards. These cards offer more challenging questions in the cell check phase, and I recommend that you play with them once you've played with the basic rules of the game. One thing I'd like to point out that the game comes with this pronunciation sheet which also doubles up as a player aid. If there are new players that you're explaining the game to, or you yourself are a new player, get one of these and it will help you go through the game rules very smoothly. Splitsies is a game produced by Puck Games, who've also helped sponsor this video. If you'd like to know more about where you can buy this game, then I'll leave a link in the description and you can check them out. Feel free to tell me about your views on this how to play, and if you have any rule clarifications, do mention them down in the comments and I'll get back to you. Till then, keep playing and I'll see you in the next one.